Don't really know what to say about today. Hot, fast, jumping from city to city. You know, I really am surprised. You know, I actually thought that Teesside, Redcar, Teesside, ICI was the biggest chemical works in Europe, and after seeing what I've seen today, I cannot believe that actually. It seems to me it's just one big area of chemical industry. As far as I've seen today, it's just been one chemical plant after another chemical plant after. It's never been hardly an open space at all. I presume that I haven't been sticking to the actual Route 15. Touched on it a few times, but it seems to go way out of its way now to don't even go anywhere near the Rhine sometimes. It's obviously there trying to hide away not pleasant areas for people to go into. I can only guess that. I can only assume that's what it's about. But yeah, it has been a real eye-opener, this last two legs. And it's got here late on tonight, and to find that there wasn't, my booking hadn't actually gone through. And I had to rush around for another hotel. Tyres aren't great, no problem with them. Getting a little bit tetchy now with the tyres. Anyway, we're here, we'll move on again. Early morning, another city, another move. It won't get any better until I get through to the last one. Until it starts to clear up and we get back into more open areas again, less industry, less cities, one on top of the other. It's just, it seems to be endless suburbs and chemical works, basically. Or I don't know whether chemical works, what they are, but anyway, it's just endless. Quite surprised. But anyway, that's all I've got to report on today, is that. So we'll see what tomorrow brings. Well, I have got this time, and we're not talking about fantastic place I've been to. Might be a good idea to, on this channel, I have talked in this in length on the Green Mile Man, but on this channel, the Wheelchair Adventurer, we haven't really touched on it at all at the moment. You may briefly know that I am an alcoholic. No, you can never be an ex-alcoholic, you can always be an alcoholic for the rest of your life. I just refrain from taking part in alcohol. People ask me how come I lost my legs, and this is basically, I'll give you a rundown on, clear this little question up. Basically, I lost my legs due to, well, there's no doubt about it, it was alcohol. In my case, I just loved alcohol. I just could not ever get enough of it. Never, ever. I had always, right from youth, always had to be drink until you were unconscious. I just could never, it was never about any other reason but the sheer enjoyment I got from alcohol. And everything was fine when you're working, everything, just you left at weekends and yeah, the occasional night, but you knew work was the following day, and it was kept in hand for a lot of years until eventually, as I got older and more time on my hands, it became a bigger and bigger issue, really. And yeah, what can you say, to the extremes of that, you know, you'd go for a drink in town and we'd walk home, and you know, every park bench looked like my bed. Wake up in the morning soaking wet, manage to get home, and then just simply go out and do it again. And eventually the old pancreas decided he'd had enough of it. And I mean, it was always on the cards. The only person I was kidding was myself. Everybody knew I was alcoholic. That was only me was denying it, which all alcoholics do that. They just, daft it seems, they're the last ones to actually admit to being an alcoholic, as everybody around them knows that they are. But yeah, the old pancreas gave in. Just crazy. Was one night, just, oh, there's something wrong. It was my heart, my chest. My chest was really, really tight. I thought, I can't be having a heart attack 'cause I'm too fit. There's nothing wrong with my heart. No, there isn't. But it really was painful. And then eventually decided to do something about it. The paramedics came round. By that time, I wasn't in a great way. They rushed me through to Middlesbrough, in which by that time I'd deteriorated that badly. I actually died a number of times, 7 times in that one stint. And they kept on bringing me back because I mean, obviously I knew nothing about that. And from there, I was in a coma, and I was in a coma for 4 months. And by the time I came out of the coma, there was no blood. There was no blood to my legs. The legs had completely and utterly, that was it. That was the end. Even my fingers had gone black. I was lucky to hang on to my fingers. Very, very vague, but I do remember the doctors coming and saying, well, we're gonna take your legs off. If we don't take the legs off, you're gonna die. But then the operation, it's so high, such a high bilateral operation, 2 legs at the same time, and very high up on my thighs, that well, most of my legs are gone, that we don't think you'll survive it, we won't survive it. So I was given the choice, sign the papers, have the operation, or just die. And I signed the papers, and the legs went, and to be honest, when I woke up, remembering I had a lot of trouble with my legs for a lot of years before, a lot of pain involved in my legs. You know, it was the first time I'd woken up and there was no pain. It had gone, and there was no pain, nothing. And you know, I shook that surgeon's hand when I did come round. Anyway, the legs went. I was still very, very poorly for a long time. There was nothing left to me, I was just skin and bone. Looked like something out of Auschwitz or something like that. Shouldn't mention that here, should I? Anyway, moved on from there. They didn't really know what to do with me. They couldn't really do anything. After a lengthy time in hospital, nearly a year, eventually I was put into an old folks home, and I started to pick up, and started to do more and more and more, and we moved on from there, stole a wheelchair from an old gadget, and we started, well, that's another story, so I won't go on there. But that's basically how and why I have no legs and I'm sat in a wheelchair. It's alcohol. And I will talk more and more about alcoholism, because I know that I'm not the only person out there that's lost limbs through alcohol, been deeply affected by alcohol in a way. I mean, I just loved alcohol, just couldn't get enough of it. But some people do, they drink because they're depressed. Some people drink for one reason or another reason. You know. There's all sorts, so you can't cover the whole scope of why people drink. Most people don't even know they're alcoholics, but they are. But anyway, for now, we'll call that session 1 of the old soak. Anyway, we'll talk more on the subject later.
Walking down the whiskey roads, dusty dreams a heavy load. Night will fall where the sunlight fades, hearts are wandering aimless strays. Old guitar and a lonesome tune, stars will light the prairie moon. Feet are tired but the spirit's high, whiskey roads we drank the sky.